Hey folks, Landstryder here, and welcome back to another episode of Atom Smasher. I'm here with Dernal.
Hey, hey, hey.
We're over in the rocket lab, getting ready to assemble some rockets. So Dernal has just made the first rocket assembly machine. We're actually going to need two of these, because we've got two little 3x3 launch pads that we're going to need. We're also going to need some towers. I forget what they're called. I think it's tower or something. Yeah, it is in fact tower. Structure tower, which is just a bunch of steel rods to make 8, and I think 8 would be all we need. So yeah, because it's going to go in the ground one there, and I'm hoping that the two launch pads will be able to share the one structure tower. So that's the idea here. Now the other thing we need to do is, obviously we can't launch through our roof, so we're going to need to make a few things, or grab a few things. I need to make a builder. I've got a builder up here already, one builder. See that I've rearranged some things. This building now actually sticks up out of the ground for blocks, so you can't just fall into the pit. And when the roof is open, which is what we're getting ready to do here, when the roof is open, it will be able to work. So I really don't need this connector anymore. Whoops. I think I probably have my atomic dissembler set too fast. No, it was actually not set that fast at all. It's just on normal. But we need to grab out, we'll need to probably use that connector other places, but we need to grab out our, maybe the configurator. That should do for a wrench. So if we put it in wrench mode, then we should be able to pick up our builder. I'm going to probably, and we just need to pick this up and put it away. These are a couple things, but then we're going to use that builder, and we're going to need a couple more builders, because for one, we need to send a builder up to space to build the space station itself, which is probably going to happen today in this episode, at least partially. The superstructure should get built today, and that is going to be using this composer. And I kind of briefly touched on this in a previous episode, but if we look in here, you can see the basic shape of the space station, which consists of all these shape cards together to create this large superstructure. This is basically the outside of the space station. Now once we get this portion of it done, we're going to build this all out of factory blocks. Specifically thank you. So we got two rocket assembly machines total. Let's see, we need the structure tower next, my friend. And of course we're going to need a rocket fueling station. Probably would be nice to have two of them. That way we can have one link to one and one link to the other. So just to make things easy. Now the this machine, the rocket assembly machine, does need to be like either wherever it is, it has to be like one block up from the launch pad and like adjacent to it. So like there would work. I'm pretty sure I can break this with, and it won't, yeah, just break it just fine. Now if I put it in the middle right here, I don't know which one it would attempt to do, so I'm going to avoid putting anything in those couple middle blocks there. So, and I'm actually thinking that it would be nice to maybe have this one like off to the side here. Thank you. Structured. I only needed 8, dude. You shift clicking. You shift. I will never use more than 8. Okay. Well, no. Well, I suppose we'll need some in the space station itself. Okay. Yeah, we just got done saying earlier, the recipe makes 8. We'll probably never need more than 8. That's okay. We got plenty of materials now. It's not a big deal. But I don't... Well, actually, I could probably put that one more block in there. Let me get one more back out. Because, yeah, we can have it go up and touch that ceiling, no problem. And that probably would make it a little bit taller than the original 8 would have done, I think. No, that wasn't exactly the original 8 I was talking about, but there we go. There's our structure tower. So the structure tower also, you notice that I put it down in the ground. Oh, I'm going to need to put some kind of a block underneath there to kind of, so you can't see down into that cavern that happens to be right there. Got a bag in here that's full of various bits of factory block. And then we drop down through here. Put that right there. And then replace that. Now we can't see down through there. It looks like there's actually something supporting that. That looks pretty good. But hopefully that one structure tower is going to work for both of these launch pads. That's the idea anyway. And then I will put the fueling station directly behind here, and we're going to need to dig down a little bit. I believe, if I recall correctly, the fueling station might actually need to have power and this thing needs RF as well, so that might even be a case of bringing up and putting the connector right here and putting the fueling station actually a little bit behind it. Now, or on top of that. Yeah, that might actually be the thing to do there. Now for this one over here, we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to go down in here, and I'm going to need to grab a couple more connectors. I really hope that rocket, or that noise and stuff from the connectors and yeah, we need like two things up here if we're both going to be in the thing here. Maybe I should just go down to the other crafting grid here, so I'm not interrupting what Dornell's trying to make there. Because we're going to need a few connectors. One, two. I'm going to just grab out about 4 of those just in case. We're going to need to grab the rest of our network cable that's out of there, and I don't think that's enough, so let's make a little bit more of that. That should be enough to get us through the day, hopefully. The other thing we're going to need is that builder, that second builder I was talking about a minute ago, or a few minutes ago. Just a regular old builder. Hopefully we don't have any of that stuff. Okay, so start with a machine frame. We're going to need some bricks. 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. And there we go. Now we got a second builder. Now, technically, we're going to need another builder to send up to build our space station. So let's go ahead and do that one as well while we're thinking about it. So we'll need 3 total today. 2 of these are just going to be for opening and closing that roof. Now these, none of those will stack. Okay, that's fine. So go back up to, well actually, yeah, whoops, too high, but that's okay. We can run around this direction. Actually, this is a bit of a circle here. I wanted to make it so that when somebody came out of our nether portal, they had the option of going up to the surface and going and, you know, moving away from this area. And I'll put a sign down here that says danger, you know, because if they come around and go through this little, okay, thank you. They come around and go through that. Did you make 2 fueling stations? We need 2 fueling stations.
Okay, I'll make another.
Rocket loader is nothing that we're going to be using probably ever, but what it does is it actually loads items into an inventory in the rocket, so it's like for automating stuff, moving things between planets using rockets. So not something that we're probably going to use at this point. Anyway, that's okay. We can turn it into an unloader, I believe, and that we would use. So that, and we will end up putting our other rocket assembly machine right here.
Next,
let me think here. We got the fueling station. We could use a rocket monitor. Monitor, is that what it is?
There is one, yes.
Yeah, rocket monitoring station. We could actually use at least one of those. It wouldn't actually be bad to have 2. That way we can have these basically matching. So it looks like that is probably going to end up being in the way. That lamp right there. It's okay, there's plenty of lights in here to light the area up, so that's not a big deal. But we'll put a connector there. That way we can have our fueling station. Oop, not that. Fueling station. And our rocket assembly machines share the same connector, so that'll save us a little bit of connector space.
You want 2 monitor?
Yeah, 2 monitors. Yeah, let's do 2. Let's do 2. Now, thankfully, the fueling station does not have to be on the the same level. It can actually be quite a bit away from the launch pad. If I really wanted to, I could put it directly, like, adjacent here, whatever. But we're gonna have it be real close, and then I will put the monitoring station, which does not require power, right on top of the rocket assembly machine. So that should work out. That should look pretty decent. We can move around the back side here relatively easy. Now this thing does require power. You see there's a power bar in there, and so does the fueling station. So yeah, that was a good idea to do that. Now what I really need to do is get back down underneath here, and I think I've left the hole, the opening, to get through here. And then while I'm down here, I can also figure maybe a good place to put those. Okay, so let's see here. Maybe a good place to put the whatchamacallits. That's real descriptive there. What am I trying to say? The builders. Yes, those things. So we are going to need to connect to that fluid output hatch right there, because if we look in there, it is full of rocket fuel, because it has had a chance to run a little bit. So let's put our connector right there. So we're going to make a second. We're going to end up doing is making a second channel of for rocket fuel, for removing an additional fluid. So we'll bring those and connect that there. Just get right on through here. Should be one more block. There we go. And that should connect up to right there. Yeah, good. And there we go. That should be everything that we need to connect to the system connected, except for wherever we're going to put those 2 builders that I just made.
You just made 2 builders?
Yeah.
I just made a builder.
Oh, okay, cool. Never hurts to
Now
have
I got 3.
Never hurt. Well, I actually made 2 builders because I need 2 for in here, one for the building the space station, and then it never hurts to have an extra one to do like a big hole or mine or clear areas on the planet where we really want to set up a little base. So, and having a second one beyond that is actually not bad, because then we can just throw one down to clear the area, one down to build a base, power it up and turn them both on, and let it go. Actually, so anyway, one of these has a thing in it. Next we're going to need the rocket parts. So we will need, what would be nice is to have 2 advanced engines. Yeah, these right here, advanced rocket engines. Have 2 of those, one for the unmanned missions and one for the manned thing. We're going to of course need some tanks. The liquid fuel tanks from advanced rocketry, we're going to need many of those. Well, 8 to be precise, at least 8. And 2 guidance computers, a seat, and several satellite bays. Maybe we could probably get away with just the 1 satellite bay for now, because we're only going to be well, no, let's do at least 4 satellite bays.
So I need an electric arc furnace?
You need the electric arc furnace now? Is that... We need those special alloys, don't we?
The titanium aluminide ingot simp.
Okay. Well, those things are big and bulky, and I really don't want to have one in this room. What you could do is just run over to Whisperfire's, because she has one at her abandoned base. Abandoned base. She has one over there, and you could just run a few the materials we need through that to just get a couple things that we need. It's not too much stuff. So yeah, if you want to do like the advanced rockets, you can get through the beginning without, you know, like doing the silicon. You don't need it for the silicon, but like once you get to the advanced materials, you do kind of need it for those couple special alloys. Alright, so rocket monitors, we're going to go right there and right there. So yeah, those do not require power, and they will, but they do need to be linked. So I'm going to need a linker. I'm going to need the linker, that is really cheap, for advanced rocketry. Let me just grab one of those. A linker, and we will link that monitoring station to that rocket assembly machine. We're going to link that fueling station to that rocket assembly machine. I'm going to do the same thing over here. So what that'll do, if you link the, you can link the fueling station directly to the rocket once it's assembled, or you can link it to the assembly machine, and then anything that lands on the, or anything that lands on or is built on the launch pad that that rocket assembly machine is associated with will get linked automatically to that fueling station. So I think the next thing I need to do is actually program all of that stuff, and well, I did want to like actually make a place for, I kind of want it to be like right here, so we're gonna pop these few things out, and we're gonna drop, oop, I did not want to break that.
What is going on here?
What is going on where? Come up this way. What are we talking about?
It thinks the slide is part of the
Huh?
give me that lamp.
I don't like the lamp? Okay. Don't like the lamp being there. Alright, well, we just put it up there instead. How's that? It works. Okay, back to what I was doing right over here, which was to connect up the two builders. So we got a builder and a builder. If we put those down there, and did that actually stack the other two builders? It did, so that's funny. Builder there, okay. Awesome. Alright, this builder still has our quarry card in it. And it's clearing quarry, which is exactly what we want, so we're just going to leave that. We're going to have to reprogram it though. So what we need to do is have the roof retract. Like we want to have the whole roof like be removed. Now what I want to do is just take like a a dispenser and use that as an inventory. A dispenser or a dropper. Actually, a dropper's slightly cheaper, so we'll use that instead. Sorry, cat up on the desk making a ruckus. Kittens, always fun when you're trying to record. Anyway, back to this. Here we go. We'll use the dropper for the inventory between these two things. And that also lets us put, oh, you know what, I just realized that's actually not the best thing, because if I use that to transmit the redstone signal between them, then it's going to be spitting out items. What else could I use that's a solid block that's inventory? That's a good question. I could use a, oh, well, what is that thing? The inventory. Trying to think what else has a small inventory that is a full solid block. So I don't believe we have the digital chest from Tech Reborn, but that's probably a little expensive just for like an inventory to hold a few blocks. I'm thinking that maybe, I mean, even the even the other thing that I got, what is it, the modular storage, is still kind of expensive, but that's what I think I might go with, because why not? We've got the materials, right? Storage. So we'll make a modular storage just for this. Just so we can have a solid block instead of a chest there. What are we short on? Steel plates. Entirely out of steel plates. So let's just... and I made some of these things right here, these machine upgrade stacks for these things over here, and makes them process stuff a lot faster. So we can do that, and that should process like a good portion of these plates all at once. Like a quarter of a stack for 7 upgrades. Now, the reason I had 7 upgrades in the ammo machine is because 7 upgrades in the ammo machine makes exactly a full stack of ammo every time it processes, which is nice. So just borrow those for a second, and now we've got plenty of steel plates, and now we can make our machine frame for our storage. And then of course we want to actually have a storage module in it that's not linked to anything. We don't want it linked to anything, just be by itself. So don't even need to tier it up or anything like that. So yeah, wasn't thinking too much when I thought about dropper. I was like, oh, I'll put the lever on that, and yeah, no, doesn't really work. Even if I was to put buttons, I mean, technically I could have used a couple buttons, but I was thinking, you know what? Yeah, why not? Why not do it that way? Why not do it that way? Let's put this, let's leave that there like that, because it doesn't look bad in the thing. We'll use some buttons. We'll use some buttons, and we'll just put them in a place where they won't make that dropper go off. In fact, we'll use a few stone buttons. 1, 2. Oh, what I was thinking. Making a expensive storage thing for this. So we'll put a button down there and a button up there. And let's see, it should. Redstone mode to activate. Do a single run. That should be good. Hopefully these redstone signals will be long enough to complete the process. Alright, so what we want to do is set these up for the area that we're going to need. So first of all, we only need I think it's 17 by 17 for the roof. It's only going to need to be 1 tall. Okay, so that should be the right shape. Now if I do one of these numbers here, it'll kind of like get it in the general vicinity. And then when I come back in here, there we go. We're actually going to want this to be like some kind of -7, probably negative half of 17 would be like 9 or 8.
Oh man, 2 minutes per brick, and I needed 14 bricks, so that's 30 minutes before I can go do anything.
So that's the Y. So that's actually going to put it up. I actually need to go up 8 at least. This is the X and the Z are over here, so this one probably needs to be like 9. Just making some random guesses, and then if I hit that, show me the thing. There we go. There's part of it there. So it's really close on the 8. It actually needs to be 9, but now that's good because I can use that to help me figure out the rest of these numbers. So 9 seemed to be the right thing there. This probably needs to be nothing or close to nothing. 0. And if I show preview again, there we go. So that actually needs to go over 2 in that direction. Negative, I believe, because it was a positive number before. So if we go -2 and turn the preview off and on, and that looks like it could be right. Now we just need to move it up 1. This is the quarrying one, yes. Okay, so if we move it up 1 more to 9, what should happen is it's going to it's not going to disappear because I forgot to turn that off before I did the whole action there. So let's drop it back down to 8 for just a second. Turn it off and turn it on. That should remove all those, yeah, hologram blocks. Go back in, change this to 9. Box solid is fine for this, and if I hit the preview, I'm not going to see anything because all of those blocks. Now, the other thing I need to check is to make sure that elevator's right there. I'll send it to the basement so it's out of the way. Yeah, so if I come up here, I can see these are actually hologram blocks. You can just break them out. So it looks like one of those numbers is off, and these are from a previous preview where I forgot to turn it off, I believe. What are you up to there, Dornell?
I am working on the rocket engine.
Ah, okay.
But they're going to take 30 minutes. What else do we need?
30 minutes, jeez.
Yeah, well, that's because there was no processed aluminum.
No processed aluminum. Okay. Well, you could always throw some speed upgrades in that thing. Down there.
What do you need?
What do I need? I was going to have you just flip this off and on for me, but I already moved around to do that. Maybe come in and do some adjustments on the builder while I tell you what needs to be done.
I was talking about what do I need for the speed.
The Tech Reborn speed upgrades. I'm not sure what they need. They're actually, I think they're actually easier than the Industrial Craft ones. So, and I don't see any hologram blocks, so I think I've got it nailed. So, cross your fingers, guys. So redstone on to activate. Do a single run. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. We need this to be on to activate. It's got power right now. We're gonna need to go fix all the whole power situation here in just a second. Did I have this one doing the preview? Okay, this is the one that actually needs to be the preview. So let's go actually take a look at that again. Make sure. Oh, we do see some hologram blocks, which is not what we want. So we need to change that other number 9 or whatever down to an 8. So don't forget to turn this off to remove the hologram blocks before you make any changes, otherwise they'll just kind of be there. You don't want that. So this needs to actually go down to an 8. And if we turn it back on now, if we go upstairs, look, we should see no hologram blocks because, yeah, because that's actually the exact space of these factory blocks on the top, which is the roof. So now if we press that button, if we're lucky, might need to change it to a wooden button because I do believe wooden buttons take a little bit longer to, or send their signal a little bit longer, but yeah. Let's try a wooden button here. Just to see if maybe that'll do it. I mean, obviously it's going to finish out the process here. There we go. Removes all that. It should be, all those materials are in that dropper. Perfect. And it completely removed the roof. Now, we just need a basic old shape card here. You, give me, dang it. No bricks. Oh, we got no bricks. We got no bricks. Where's the clay? There's the clay. And I'll take these downstairs to cook them so that it goes real fast. And we'll have a bunch of bricks because we are going to be needing shape cards from time to time. Yeah. While those are cooking, I should be up here setting up all the new power systems. And so this is going to need power, input power. Set that to input there. Fluid output hatch. Now this is where we need to set up a new channel. So create a fluid channel on 4, and we're going to call this fuel. So this one is going to be create, but that's actually going to be extract from the fluid output hatch. And it's going to need to go into, hang on, let's do quickly create our power inputs for our 2 builders. Then those are going to need to go into, not the rocket assembly machines, but those actually need power and power for both of those. But right up here we've got our fueling station. So right here on channel 4 we're going to create an insert of the rocket fuel. So that should now be getting our rocket fuel over to our 2 fueling stations, and everything up there should now have power. Grab out our bricks. Let's see, toss our bricks into there, and we can now make our shape cards. If we can spell or type. Sometimes that's the thing. So there we go, there's a shape card for us. Come on back in here. Now basically we want to have the same shape as this one, except it needs, yeah, well pretty much exactly. Well, the Y level is going to be a little different because the Y level on the machine is a little different. So other than that, it's going to be the same. We can put it in there, we can hit that button. We know that it is a solid box of 17 by 1 by 17. Let's see here. The other thing we know is that it is offset of 8. It's going to be 7 in the middle and -2. So this should be right. 8, 7, and -2. 2. There we go. And then of course we can preview that to make sure that that is where it's supposed to be, and it does look exactly like we figured that exactly right. So let's take the preview back off, and hopefully a wooden button is going to last, the redstone signal from a wooden button is going to last just long enough to get this done. Ah, just not quite. Just not quite. Just a little bit longer. Man. I really wish I need like a pulse extender behind there or something like that. Just to give it that little extra kick. We could do that. We could put a little pulse extender back there with, what was it? Just need a repeater. Or 2. Actually, 2. 1, 2. Repeaters, a little bit of redstone. You know, a little basic pulse extender going on behind here. We just need to get back behind this wall. So we'll come over here. Probably a little more than we need to really. I mean, we're probably going a little bit ham on this, I guess, or that's probably not the right term. A little overdoing it, but that's okay. I like overdoing things. I like things to be very. What's the word I'm looking for here, Dornell?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know what I'm trying to say?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I do not.
Okay, so which way am I facing here? I'm facing east. So this thing only needs to have a connection to the east. So we can turn off all... it does need the down connection. Yeah, because that's the cable. So it doesn't... There we go. That's better.
There we go.
I like things to be fancy.
Now we're cooking stuff up.
Now we're cooking stuff. You got the upgrades in there? Good. Okay, so if we put the little pulse extender around here... Little pulse extender there. And we'll do the same with this one. It doesn't need anything but the east and up and down. There we go. Now, if I hit this button, did we lag out? Yeah, just a little lag there. And voila, removes the roof. If we hit that button, voila, puts the roof back. Yes, it works. It works, yay. That is exactly what we wanted it to do. With just a few builders. It's a little, like I said, it's a little fancier than it probably needs to be. Could just have left it open, or I'm sure there's a number of other ways we could have solved the problems. But that's the way I wanted to do it. So now we got all that done. I wonder if there's a way to turn off that output, that readout there. I really don't want that. I don't like that readout on these particular things. Maybe a wrench? If I just hit it with a wrench? Oh, well, yeah, I could rotate them around so they're not facing. Of course, that's going to change the whole thing, isn't it? Yeah, I think that might change the whole dynamic of where they're going to do their building. So let's bring it back around to the front here. Yeah, that will work out. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to disable that thing there, the readout there. Maybe GUI? No, that doesn't even matter. That's just the internal stuff. Okay. We'll leave that the way it is. That's just the internal GUI, so it doesn't really remove that. Yeah. I'm gonna get those readouts. Oh well, I guess it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, now whenever we want, we can open the roof by hitting the bottom button. Yeah, we're definitely getting some lag going on here. Is it me? No. Maybe it didn't.
Maybe because of Loaded Whispers area.
Possibly. There we go. Doubt it. But yeah, that was definitely some weird lag going on there. Maybe it's because these things are going like crazy. Your aluminum's processed, by the way. So yeah, putting these overclocker upgrades in these it really does make a major difference on how long these take to get their jobs done. Otherwise they're kind of slow, particularly that furnace. All right, so I do believe we are mostly ready here. These have power. These have rocket fuel in them. And power, yes, both of them, yes. Okay, we're good there, Power, yeah, we're good. All we need is the rocket itself.
I'm working on it.
Alright, let me go and put away some of this other stuff that I've ended up building that I didn't need. Is this one of these is the one that actually has modular storage. One of these is the one that actually has the other storage thing in it. So let's pop that down. That one is the blank one. So I will go ahead and just put that in there because that could be an inventory that we use at some point. This one I am going to put away in my bag because that is the one I use to do mining with sometimes. And I got actually 2 extra power cells, which is fine. Okay. This is the builder we're going to be using today to build the space station. So, other things we need to do to set this up. Okay, I put the other one away, and now I can just wrench this one up and put it in the system because it has an inventory and it's kind of separate. It's not a remote inventory. So let's just toss that in the system. Let's toss all the rest of this stuff back into the system for time being. I might need the linker from time to time, so I'm going to hold on to that and put it in my sack of tools and stuff. So this is the builder we're going to be using today. And then, so let's talk a little bit more about the structure, about the composer, as Dornell gets the rockets built. So what you got to do for this composer is you need a bunch of shape cards, and then each shape card can be added to the structure, and there's a number of these options that you can do. You can see that you can flip them. You can do, I don't know, you can do either like the X, the Y, which rotates them on that axis.
Okay, after the engine, what do you need?
Sorry, what?
After the advanced engine, what do you need?
Okay, you put the engine in the center, you put 4 tanks on top of that, you put the guidance computer on top of that. Oh, he's going to hand it to me, okay. 4 tanks on top of each of those. Oh.
Tanks. Tanks.
The tanks from advanced rocketry. What's it called specifically? It is called a liquid fuel tank. 4 of those on top of each. Should be enough. Should be enough. Especially with the advanced. We're trying to keep them slim and light. Then you need a guidance computer on top of each of those. Okay, so back to talking about the composer. So I mean, there's all kinds of options that you can set. You can also have it, one shape removed from the previous shape using this. You have subtraction mode or intersect, so it only creates blocks. So a lot of options here. Highly recommend that you just play with it until you understand it, because that's really the only way to fully understand how powerful this block is and how to use it, is just to keep playing with it until you totally understand it. So this is composed of a bunch of different shapes. Let's just pull these out one at a time here, and you can kind of see as I put them back in how it comes together.
So I need 8 guidance computers?
One for each.
One. Okay, thank you.
You also need a shape card down here, and this is the final output shape down here. You need to set this to a area that is going to encompass the entire shape that you're trying to build. So what you can see, what we've done here is we've got a 64 by 64, and it's 96 tall. It's actually a little bit bigger than what we needed, but you want to make sure that your final shape can fit inside that area. Now we are actually going to change these offsets entirely to 0, because when we send this up into space, we want it to build with the builder directly in the center of the shape. So 0, 0, and 0. Because I do believe the platform is going to be approximately at level 70-ish or 60-ish in the new dimension, in the space dimension. So let's double check that that's actually 0, 0, 0. So there will be no offset. So whatever this builder builds, it's going to build the shape around the builder, which is actually what we want. The next thing we need to do is, if we were doing this from scratch, we would put a shape card in here. This is the center column. Then you could go click that. You can adjust that shape. It's going to give you a preview over here. This is a cylinder that is hollow. So we start with the center column for our space station. Then the next one, it goes here, and these are all just additive. I'm just adding new shapes to the overall shape. And this one is a top dome. It's hollow, so that it's going to be an open dome on the inside. It's a 64 by 64. It's 27 tall, and it is offset from the center of the main shape by 20 blocks. So that puts it up to the top of the column, sort of. Now this is not a perfect structure. So once it's actually built, we're going to need to go back in and do a lot of editing to it, but it does give us the general shape. So the next shape that we added was a torus. If we look in here, a torus is like a hollow, and you do want it to be hollow if you're trying to build like something that's going to have an inside. And a torus is a donut, basically. It's another way of saying a donut, or a circular circle of that's composed of circles. I'm not sure how else you would describe this thing, but it's called a torus. This one is 60. You can't set the second dimension. It does have to be a sphere, a perfect sphere. You can't do any kind of an oval or anything with that. It is 60 with a height of 15 and an offset of 10. And then the next one's another torus with a different offset and some slightly different stats. It's like 48 by 12. Offset of only -5. It's actually going down below the center of the entire structure. And then the next shape is this is the bottom shape. This bottom thing down here is actually a sphere. If we click here, you see it's a sphere that's hollow, and that just creates the bottom structure area. That's probably where we're going to put a bay that's going to do our gas mining. Excuse me. I'll adjust myself into the seat here a little bit. We got to be a bay that does our gas mining. Probably also have the fusion reactor down in the bottom section as well. And it'll probably have actually 2 sub-levels of it. We'll probably put a floor in there. And have the fusion reactor downstairs in the very, very, very bottom. Because the fusion reactor can be, in fact, dangerous if it loses power to the containment field. Which is, hopefully we won't have that issue, but if it does happen, it'll be at the very bottom, so any plasma that does happen to come out and start eating things and destroying things will just go right out the bottom of the space station, and won't cause too big of a problem. Be a big problem if it does happen, but there we go. So the next structure is actually the walkways. You can see that one added that walkway on the smaller torus, and it is rotated on the x-axis, which is how it's why it's not like inside the other one. It's also got some different dimensions. You can see that it is a cylinder that is hollow, and that it does have different dimensions for its width and height and its length. These are actually not its. This is actually its height, but we're rotating it so those dimensions kind of change. So anyway. The final shape is another walkway for the top, for the larger torus, and you can see that it lines up with the bottom, but it is not quite as tall as the torus itself. So you can see over there. But there you go. Those are all the shapes that compose the superstructure of the space station that we are about to build. And if now we pull this out, you can see it says formulas 7. That means it's composed of 7 other shapes. Pull that out of there now, and we can set this up. So I'm going to go ahead and, since Dornell tossed us some components, and we need 4 satellite bays. Let me go there. Actually, let's break that just so we can have it oriented the same way as the other one. There we go. Orientation, not important, but we will orientate it the same way. We also need a seat, which is pretty cheap. Seat for one of these. And a couple other things that we're going to need while we're working on this is... Oh, you know what else we need? We need a space station assembler. I totally forgot about that. Totally forgot about that. Space station assembler. In fact, what we'll do is we'll just tear down this one rocket. We'll put the space station assembler in there. We'll pick up the rocket assembly machine for a second, put the space station assembler in there, and then quickly assemble the little 3x3 platform that we're going to be sending up there with a teleporter. We're going to have a receiver, matter transmitter, some power. Hopefully all that stuff will be able to go in there.
I'm going to need some dilithium.
Some dilithium? Oh, we gotta go to the moon. You know what? don't we have dilithium? Don't we have a little bit of dilithium? We do not have any currently. Oh yeah, I bet we have it in the... If I look in here... I could swear we had dilithium in here. No. In our nether ores. I don't see it at all in there. If we did get some, I'm not sure where it ended up. Interesting. Well, what? You just need some crystals, dilithium crystals. I'll just borrow a few from Whisper real quick. All it is a matter of going to the moon. We could go to the moon real quick if we wanted to, but it's easier just to run over here, grab a bit of the dilithium that she's processed, because there's a pretty good amount of it. If we look back here, yeah, there's a whole lot of dilithium. We'll just take a stack. I'm pretty sure she won't mind. Look at all that ore. I'm pretty sure she won't mind. Yay, made the advancement dilithium, and then we will port back using our advanced porter. Just make it fast. Here we go. Here's our dilithium. It's now in the system. For that.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So yeah, let's remove this for the time being, because this is actually going to be where we want to put the space station assembler temporarily. In fact, I could put the space station assembler behind here, and it could just stay there. Could just stay there. That would actually work. That would actually work. So what we need to do is assemble a platform that's going to be the space station, the space station itself. So what we want is just something really basic. So we're going to pull out some factory blocks here, and we're going to say that we'll have just a layer of factory blocks to begin with. Just this little bit of floor here. We're going to have the builder right in the center, because that's what we're going to be using to build the space station. We have our shape card that is going to go in there, and hopefully this is all going to work out. That'll go there. In fact, let me pull that out for a second. Yeah, we do want a redstone signal to be on to activate, because we're going to put a lever on top of it. That's actually all good, so we can do that. We're going to want to preview it and everything first, but we're also going to want to send, if we get in here, we're going to want to send a, on this little platform, a receiver and transmitter. Matter transmitter, receiver. One of these each, so we're going to need 2 more machine frames. 1, 2. Matter transmitter and matter receiver. Okay, those are going to go up. Let's see here. We'll put them right beside there. That way we can put down our extra power cell that we have right there. You know what? We talked about doing the whole, builder and thing. I just made that empty modular storage. Let's just send all the material in there. Do we need more than 100 stacks of stuff? I don't think so. If we put that...
300, it's 312 per.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Hang on. I mean, I can always upgrade the thing. Put that back in there. That's for when we do mining. So let's actually put it up there beside there so I don't forget what it's for. Let's get that storage back out here. Modular storage here. Yeah, well, we could do 300 stacks if we did the tier 3 modular storage, so why don't we just do that real quick? Why not? Just to be on the safe side. So storage, I'll do a tier 2. And then upgrade it to tier 3, which we have missing something here, blocks of quartz. And another chest? Is that what I'm seeing here? Yeah, it seems to be out of chests. So just upgrade that to tier 3. That way we are definitely going to have enough space, I believe. And we toss that into there, which will give this the space. Now I can go ahead and start taking out, because I have all of these factory blocks that I collected from a battleship. I can convert those all over to the external, to the one that we're going to be using for the initial build. If I find my chisel here somewhere. Chisel? I had a chisel. What did I do with it? I've lost my chisel. Oh, there it is. I've lost it, but I still have it. Okay, so these right here are the ones that I typically like for the initial structure. We're obviously going to be changing a lot of them later, but we can do that with the chisel and with the exchanger combination as we go back through. And of course some areas we're going to just be leaving that as the external block and putting another layer block on the inside of the space station for decorative purposes. But if we go start throwing all of these factory blocks in here, and we just fill that up with 300 stacks, you suppose that'll be enough? I don't remember how much we need in total.
I thought it was 312 each.
What? Who?
I thought it was 312 stacks each.
Each?
Yeah. Are you putting just factory blocks in it, or are you putting...
Just factory blocks in it.
It's 312 stacks of factory blocks, I believe.
For the build total? Oh, yeah, I do remember. Okay, so we do need to just entirely fill that up. So, factory blocks, there's some in here, so we can pull all these out. And convert these as well. So once we get this thing filled with factory blocks, we'll pretty much have everything we need. Pretty close to the total number that we're going to need. And supposedly we'll be short a few stacks. 12 stacks, in fact.
Yep.
I'm going to wear out my chisel here. That's okay. Alright, let's make sure there's no more factory blocks in here. There is, in fact. Okay. Let's keep filling this up. The factory blocks, hopefully none of these are going to get lost when we do the build. We're going to find out some interesting stuff here, I think. Or some... whether or not this stuff will actually go into the thing. It should. It should get packaged up and shipped up to the space station, or the initial space station, if everything goes right. That's a big if, though. That is a big if. Okay, you're working on the space station assembler still, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we only got 30 stacks of material in there so far. The next thing is... let's set this up. Yeah, we have an extra recipe here, so we could... in fact... factory blocks. That is the actual recipe there. I need to fill this block and... oop, dang it. I need to convert these all too. Shoot. This is going to take a few seconds. Does it still have the auto chisel? That's still a thing? I don't think that's even a thing in this version of Chisel. No, not really.
I can't
yes,
use
yes,
these.
there is. There is an auto chisel. Nice. Let's go do that. Can't do what?
Can't use these.
Can't use what?
The dilithium you went and got.
Oh, what do you need?
I need the dust.
Well, turn it into dust.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, well, go grab some more. I thought you needed. You should have said you needed dust. Does this need power? It doesn't seem to need power. It does seem to need a chisel, though. Okay, so chisel. That's what we wanted to chisel. Well, it's not very fast. Does seem to do a full stack at a time, but is it using up the durability on that? Hard to say. Okay, well, it's probably probably a little bit faster than doing it by hand. Or a little less annoying, anyway. less annoying to my wrist.
Yo, she don't have a sorting system over here, does she?
No, they're in a chest up behind the crystallizer. Oh.
I didn't do anything.
Fatal error has occurred. This connection is terminated. Oh, what did I do? Didn't like me shift clicking all that stuff, I guess. Oh, it broke the chisel. Ah. Alright, gotta make another chisel. Make sure I get the right one here. Apparently I did not get the right one. Wrong kind of chisel. This is the one I want. Which is the, let's just do that. Don't know if it's going to cost any extra, but maybe it'll go faster. We're at 58 out of cool. Alright, well, we got the space station assembler and the satellite base, which is good. Satellite base will go on the rocket after we reassemble that portion, but we can put the space station assembler right there, and we can go down and set it to receive some power. And that platform can then become our little space station assembly starting thing, because it's probably all we'll ever use it for. But so apparently that was a bit of a hassle to build, huh? If we look at the recipe,
it was something.
Space station assembler takes dilithium dust, takes the rocket assembly machine, so you had to make another one of those, and the advanced circuits, which is a bunch of stuff in the precision assembler and stuff. Yeah, so it's a bit of a process. Titanium gears. Yeah, I've not been showing a lot of the crafting of on this stuff. I apologize, or you're welcome, depending on how you feel about it. But
I think we may have a guest. Can you give me just a minute?
Okay.
I'll be right back to channel.
No problem. Alright, moving along. Alright. Let's check this one. This is the one that I actually need to check. And it does have power. We are going to scan just to invalid launch pad structure.
So we do have a guest with us now, Landstryder.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know.
Hello, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Heard you guys needed some dilithium. Glad to provide.
Yes, yes we did. Ah, okay, so I have to actually turn those sideways. This one's probably going to say the same thing, invalid launchpad structure. So I don't need to move it, I just need to have it sideways there. And then rocket unscanned. Okay, cool. Which probably means I need to reevaluate this one as well. Now hopefully it's, yeah, thankfully the thing down there does remember it. Cool, that's going to go on this rocket right here. And that one's ready to go now. That one's done. It's got everything it needs. The pencil rocket. The only thing we could do is like maybe throw a couple more tanks on it just in case, but I think it's going to be more than sufficient. With his, you know, the minimalistic view, you know, gets you around quite easily. The less things you put on it, the less weight you have to haul around, etc. Okay, so still making chisel blocks here. And filling up this factory block here. This
I thought you was gonna have that do it all up there. It was gonna craft it and then.
Yeah, I thought about that, and I'm like, well, maybe we just throw modular storage since we have it, and you know, then we could just send everything and hit the button once, or flip the lever once we're up there and verify that it's all good. But thing I want to do is hit the scan button in the missing satellite bay, of course, because I have to actually have a satellite bay in there and a space station chip. I need a space station chip to do the initial build here. Also, I probably need to relink since I broke those blocks. Relink the fueling station and stuff.
So you would like a unprogrammed one?
Yes, needs to be. Well, yeah. You can't program it until you actually have a station to program it with. So if I just want to scan it, missing chip. Yeah, it's not even going to scan without a chip in there. Interesting. Well, I just want to scan to see if this is a valid structure. Make sure that it's not going to be like, no, I can't take those blocks. I also need to rename these to land station and station. That'll get them, you know, so they're recognizable in other lists of teleporters. Alright, so oh, you toss me a chip. Cool. I think the main thing before we pack this up is we want to make sure that all of our factory blocks, this thing is entirely full, and hope and cross your fingers that once we do pack it up, it doesn't lose any of its inventory. So we're just going to scan it just to see if it is a valid structure. It says it's ready, so it doesn't complain about any of these blocks. It doesn't seem to be complaining about any of these blocks, so if we just keep making more factory blocks to fill that in. Now if you want, you could make yourself another chisel and... Oh, you know what? I just realized, since I made that eye chisel, it actually would be easier to do by hand. I just remembered, because when you use the eye chisel, it actually allows you to change everything in your inventory all at once. So if I do that and I open the eye chisel interface and select that and go chisel all. Yeah, there we go. Chisels everything in my inventory. Okay, that's actually faster than the auto chisel. That is in fact faster than the auto chisel. So we'll do that to fill this up. And keep doing that a few more times, probably 7 more times, and we should be getting it. Chisel all, there we go. And we're almost halfway full now. Oop, little lag spike there. Get some interesting lag spikes for some reason today. Not sure what that's all about.
We are about to launch this to make the initial build whisper if you want to see it when we get it up there.
Oh, okay.
Getting there. So what we've gotten so far is we're putting together just this little 3x3 platform. It's got a matter receiver, matter transmitter, and a power cell linked to our power network. It's got the builder with the shape card in it. That's the actual space station superstructure. And right now we are just filling up a modular storage with 300 stacks of factory blocks to build with. And apparently that's still slightly short of the total number we need, but hopefully that is going to get us close enough. I feel like I should put these other couple things out of my inventory just so I can throw down a chest out here, if you would.
Do what?
Just throw down a regular chest out here for real quick, would you? So I can drop a couple of these items out of never mind. What am I talking about? I got bags of my things here. What am I asking you for that for? I can put these things away. And I even have an empty bag, I believe. Yeah.
How do you chisel all?
You have to have the eye chisel, and then you hold shift, and it'll chisel all. Everything in your inventory. Almost done. Almost done. And it remembers the last thing you selected too, which is kind of nice. Okay, 200 out of 300 stacks.
I didn't mean to do that.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Did do nothing. Can't prove nothing.
Nothing I couldn't fix.
Oh, did you chisel the wall, did you?
229 out of 300.
Okay. About one more inventory each for us, maybe? Get close. Yep, 250. Fill up each of our inventories once more, and that should be pretty close to the amount. Although I think I'm about to break my eye chisel. Yep, I just broke my eye chisel. I gotta make another one. So make a diamond chisel.
279 of 300.
Eye chisel. Let me see what we got when I drop this inventory's worth in.
We only need 21.
And then that's it. It's full. It's 100% full. Woo! That is a lot of chisel blocks. So 300 stacks of chisel blocks in there. Okay, is there anything else we want to put on this little platform you can think of? I mean, we could send another charge pad with the tank full of oxygen just for safety, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. We can always just pop back here and fill our stuff back up pretty fast and easy. Do make sure your oxygen tanks are full for the time being.
Make sure your teleporter is charged.
Well, the power cells both have the. Oh, my charged port. I mean, okay. Good idea. Shouldn't take but just a second. Yeah, it's charged. All right. Well, as far as I can tell, this should be good to go.
And then once you get it up there, I'll dial in.
Okay. All right. Well, let's scan it one more time just to be 100% sure that it's not gonna say error. Okay, it doesn't. It says it's good. It says it's good. So when I hit this build, it's going to put all of those blocks inside a package and give us our initial space station ID chip. There it goes. So we got the space station, and we are station number 3. So now we need to rebuild the rocket that's going to send that up there, which is going to be... Oh, we're going to need a planet ID chip. Sorry, forgot about that one. Planet ID chip. That should just be a second. And we will put our 4 tanks, 3 and 4. Guidance chip, and we'll put a satellite bay right on top of that. We really don't need anything more than that satellite bay on there, so I'm going to hold on to these other 2 for the time being. Thank you. So we got a planet ID chip, so that is going to go into the guidance computer. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, let's open up the this thing. We're going to scan the rocket, just make sure, no problems. Yeah, plenty of fuel, plenty of thrust, weight, everything, acceleration, good there. So that's going to get off the planet, no problem. Let's go ahead and build it. Hit the build button. It'll turn it into a entity instead of just a collection of blocks. It's now one entity by itself. I'm going to shift click. Then we're going to open the guidance computer. We're going to put that planet ID chip in there. We're going to do that again. We're going to open the satellite bay and put our space station container into the satellite bay. It looks like the fueling station is still connected, so it should in fact be fueled. It is not getting fuel for some reason. Okay, what is up with that? Not sure. So we'll just relink the fueling station just to be sure. Let's check in here again. It's not happening. Nothing's happening there. I wonder why. Not getting fuel. Okay, well let's try linking it directly to the rocket. It still is not say it's getting any fuel. Interesting. What is going on there? I've got the little line that goes up to the rocket and everything. Looks like it should be getting fuel.
Did you forget to program it?
Program what? Rocket?
The line.
No, the fueling station has fuel in it. Some bad guys on the surface up there.
And one's got purple stuff around him.
Really? Where's he at? Oh, way over there. Oh, Dalek. Nice. Yeah, we'll leave that be. Man, this rain. Let's close the roof. There we go. I don't know. Why are we not getting any fuel into this? That is a conundrum. Oh, it shows... Okay, that's weird. Oh, I know why. I know why it's not showing fuel. Because I forgot to set the rocket monitoring station to that. There we go. There we go. We'll do that too. Alright. Now if we open this up, yes, now it's showing fuel. Because we didn't have the monitoring station set to the rocket assembly machine, so it didn't even know where to look. So yeah, we were having no problem. It was fueled up the whole time probably. Okay, we are fueled. We have our space station ID chip. That's...
You need to open the door.
Yes, I know. I was waiting to see if Whisperfire was going to come over and check out our rocket area.
I am. I'm just outside.
Well, come on in. Come on inside here. Oh, you want us to open the roof for you to come in? Oh, did it not work? What's going on here? Why ain't no work?
I don't know. What'd you do?
I don't know. There we go.
There you go.
Hi.
Hey,
Shiny.
you like?
Ooh. Skinny rockets.
Yep, just little skinny rockets, just to get us where we want to go. Get us right up to the thing. You like our roof? I thought that was an ingenious use of the builders.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, okay, so I got the space station ID. Okay, no, the other thing I needed to do was select the destination of Overworld. Otherwise, we won't get our rocket back. And I preach about that all the time. Select. Okay, so now if we open this, does it tell us where the destination is? No. If we open this, doesn't really say in there, but I'm pretty sure that we're good. Oh, actually, where it would say is if I open that and open the guidance computer and look at that, it says planet name Overworld. Okay, cool. So once it goes up and delivers the space station, it should come right back down. I think we're ready to go, guys. Here we go.
Woo-hoo.
Give us a countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. That's perfect.
There she goes.
And when the rocket comes back, I say what she did in this episode, and we'll build the station in the next.
Yeah, this definitely took a little longer than I expected. I'm definitely going to have to edit a few bits out.
Or speed some of it up.
Or speed some of it up, yeah. You know, it'd be a good place to watch this from is up here on top of the... Oh, that is awesome. With the moon and the sun right there and the rocket...
Ooh, screenshot.
Yeah. Now, it is kind of funny that the shadow on the moon is the exact opposite of what it probably should be, but here comes the rocket back already. Coming back down after delivering the space station. Okie doke. You know, I didn't put a lever on that whole thing, so I'm going to have to make sure I take a lever up with me. But other than that, guys, tune in next time as we... Where is it going? Why are you going back up in the air?
I don't know.
What the... Oh, redstone stuff. Redstone control disabled.
It'll come back.
It'll come back, yes it will. Disabled.
Let's kill that blighted Dalek before he kills us.
So what happened there is because I have the fueling station connected directly to the monitoring station, that's good eventually for some automation, but as soon as it got enough fuel to take off, it sent a redstone signal to the monitoring station, which initiated another launch, which is not what we really wanted, but it will come back down. So let's kill this guy. Kick him off our island. Man, he's still not dead. I hear him saying exterminate, exterminate. Like, no, it's going to be the other way around here. Eventually. Dang, we've got a lot of hit points.
Is capable of exterminating all.
Hey, you know what else is awesome about having our airtight seal and our air tanks? You can spend as much time as you want underwater. Well, until you run out of oxygen. I thought that was pretty cool. I discovered that the other day. It's like, oh yeah, that works.
Be destroyed.
Oh, we will be destroyed? What? He must be underground. Anyway, guys, I think hopefully our rocket should be back now again. Yes? Yeah, it's back again. Cool. We're good. And it's probably refueled. So we are all good again. I can use that to deliver some satellites up into space so we can get researching going and stuff like that. I will add the other two satellite bays because the next launch of that rocket is going to be to send 3 satellites up with the 3 to collect the 3 types of data that we need, so we can just do I've got to, before I can do that though, I have to disassemble it. So we'll disassemble it, and if I just add 2 more satellite bays, it can go up like that. Next time we'll deliver our 3 satellites for research. That probably actually is not going to happen next episode, because next episode we're going to go build a space station if everything worked out right. So tune in next time to find out if everything worked out properly. But thanks guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you did, do be sure to hit the like button and all that other fun stuff. Till next time, I will catch you later.
Goodbye.
Later.